Hi, I'm Phyllis Shapiro. Welcome to my Oriental Medicine video blog. I have been an Oriental Medical practitioner for over 15 years, and I have seen many different problems come through my office. People arrive with a Western diagnosis, or they call me about a Western diagnosis, but ultimately they have to come and get an Oriental Medical diagnosis because this medicine has a totally different diagnostic system and a totally different approach to treatment. Treatment can involve acupuncture, that we are beginning to learn more and more about, the insertion of fine gauge needles into specific points on the body to correct an imbalance or a problem. And it might involve Chinese herbal formulas that have also been around and been in existence for close to 4,000 years. It may involve some amount of body work called Tui Na, which also is a manipulation. Most massage is based on Tui Na, and other advice in terms of foods and exercises that you might want to do. A very current problem and a very important problem recently, not even so recently, over the past 15 years, has been that of infertility. Why is this such an important problem? It's important because having a baby is a life-changing event. Whether you choose to do it as a single woman or you do it as a family, it has many, many implications. Infertility itself is a devastating diagnosis. A woman feels, what's wrong with me? I was born. Why can't I have children? Some of the issues involved in not being able to become pregnant are more obvious. Certain sexually transmitted diseases have caused blockages or obstructions. Other physical or traumatic events have also caused damage to the pelvic system. We're very fortunate in today's world that Western medicine has devised ways in which conception can take place outside the body and a transfer to a uterus can happen, avoiding or bypassing other problems. The issues involved in infertility treatments often take place in the specialist's office. They involve injections or taking of different hormones and substances to help produce eggs or multiple eggs that are extracted, fertilized in a petri dish, and then reimplanted or transferred to the uterus. But even with all of these practices, it is sometimes not possible. The transfer does not take hold. Why does Chinese medicine, or what can Chinese medicine do to help this process? For openers, we have points to use and body points to use and herbs to use that regulate a woman's periods so that they come more regularly. We have other herbal formulas and treatments to use that help ovulation occur monthly, which in many cases has doubled the chances of pregnancy, even of a natural pregnancy. And we have points to use herbs as well, but frequently when I talk about herbs, once you're in the Western medical infertility process, those doctors do not want you taking herbs. They're not really against acupuncture, but they have a problem with the herbal formulas. So once you're in that system, we rarely give herbs. But we have points to use that also increase the quality and quantity of the eggs that are produced, and that also increase the uterine lining, so that what we can do is help facilitate a more fertile ground so when that transfer happens, or if you conceive naturally, the fetus has a much better chance of growing to term and leaving that parent or parents with a wonderful, healthy, live baby that they then can take care of. Acupuncture points that we use for much of this take place on various parts of the body. So in the early stages, we might be using some abdominal points. We're trying to direct blood and fluid energy, again we call that energy chi, to the lower part of your body for regulating. We're trying to direct that energy to the systems that are responsible for maturation of the body, and also for the systems that strengthen the sac, the uterus itself, and the systems that are meant to hold things in place. I could give you names, but sometimes the Western name, because it has the name of a body organ, gets a little confusing. Because if I discuss spleen or kidney or liver organ systems, it's more than or not just the liver or the spleen or the kidneys themselves. From a Chinese perspective, there is certainly a Western type function to these body systems, but there are so many more functions. So if we can secure and create more eggs, if we can create a more fertile environment, and if we can have that environment be more secure and the holding power of your body more firm, the likelihood of that pregnancy lasting, holding, and getting you to term is certainly increased. I have a brochure, and certainly studies that have been done. The initial ones, I believe, were done in Germany that were published. There are studies out of China that say that even if we just do acupuncture and certain procedures immediately prior to and immediately post that transfer, that the odds of having that pregnancy occur are increased by that 40 to 60%. I prefer to work with the women for 3 to 6 months prior to even trying a retrieval. This allows me to use my medicine to rebalance the system, take care of the things that are wrong from my Chinese diagnosis, and therefore create a healthier system in general. I have found in my office that many of those women that do come in prior to the infertility system in Western medicine have actually gotten pregnant on their own. And that has occurred even when the husband's sperm has had a problem, whether it's with morphology or numbers, that the women have gotten pregnant naturally. And my baby board isn't behind me because I'm not in my office at the moment, but I have wonderful pictures on my baby board. And for many of these families, they follow up and we sort of stay in touch for years into their children's lives. We recently celebrated, 10th and 11th birthdays of several of these children. And it's a very exciting process. I am thrilled to be able to be a part of it. If you would like my brochure, please look up my website and then send me a SAISY. I will be happy to send you one. And if you have any questions or further information that you would need, please also look up my website. I will be happy to answer any questions either on email if you want it to be private or as a future blog. Any privacy issues that would be involved, I will be very careful not to reveal sources of the questions. I look forward to seeing you again with other topics. 谢谢。